Hello YouTubers and welcome to my review of Death and the Queen. As always, we're going to take a look at the box for this Big Finish audio release, and then I'm going to give you my overall thoughts on this story. So if we take a look at the front cover, this is actually the most interesting out of the first three 10th Doctor Adventures releases that we've got. We've got Death here, which is something that really interested me when I first saw the cover. We've got Donna, and finally we got the Doctor in his trench coat, and it's got like a really dark feeling on this front cover because it's all cloudy and everything like that. You've got bolts of lightning and stuff like that. It's set in the past as well, and even the time vortex bit here is also the same colour, so it's not red or blue or anything like that. They've actually gone grey, which I think is, well, it's quite interesting that they've done that, but it fits very well with the front cover. Also a nice little touch they've made with this. They've given it like a little border to make it feel like it is set in the past. This story is set somewhere around the 18th century, so it is in the 1700s. The story was written by James Goss, and there it's just got your featured cast as well as David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Overall, this is a very nice front cover. It might actually be my favourite out of the three individual front covers that we've got from this range. If we take a look at the spine as well, though, we've still got the 10th Doctor with the blue background, which is seen on all three of these releases, and this is release number 3. And at the back, yet again, you've got an alternate picture of the front cover, but we've also got a little different picture of Death there, as well as a picture of the castle. There's your plot, and there is your cast for the story, and the runtime is approximately 60 minutes. And if we take a look inside, there's your alternate front cover, which again, like I said in my last review, I'm not particularly fond of. I'm not planning on using this as an alternate cover. I much prefer this, what they've used here. And inside here, you've just got an advertisement for the Doctor Who magazine, as well as the other two stories, which people should have before they listen to this ideally, but you don't necessarily need them before you listen to this. And here's your disc. So you take this disc out, it's got an advertisement for Unit the new series. We've got Unit Extinction and Unit Shutdown. I'm not really that fussed about these, to be honest, unless someone tells me that I need to get these. Now to my overall thoughts, and Death and the Queen is awesome. It is a new take on the Base Under Siege story. Usually it's set in the present or the future, but here it is set in the past. And James Goss has written this story very well. David Tennant and Catherine Tate excel in their performances here. It's their best performance out of these three new Big Finish audios. The supporting cast are also stellar here. I feel that with all three of these stories, they have really great casts. And this one is probably the best set of characters. At some times, though, this is quite funny as well, which I quite like. It's not just all serious. There are some funny parts, which is always a good thing. The plot of the story is that Death and its army of skeletons have taken siege of a castle, and Donna is about to become queen after meeting and falling in love with a man of royalty called Rudolph. This story is the most original out of the three, and while I do say that this is quite funny sometimes thanks to the performances of Tennant and Tate, it's clear that the Doctor doesn't approve of Donna becoming the Queen, and he actually has to come to terms that he could no longer have Donna as his companion. One of the best scenes out of the story is when the Doctor reminisces about many of his companions that have left him in the past. I'm not going to spoil the resolution of the story because then it wouldn't have an impact on first-time listeners. All around, though, this to me, is the icing on the cake. It is easily my favourite story out of the 3 new Big Finish releases for the 10th Doctor, and, you know, all 3 are excellent in their own right, but Death of the Queen is the best written. It has the best cast and it has the best resolution, and for that I just have to give this a 10 out of 10. These 3 stories I highly recommend for any Doctor Who fan, regardless of their familiarity with Big Finish. It's a really good way to get into Big Finish, in fact. Whether you want to get the limited edition of this box, or just the 3 stories separately, like I have, it doesn't really matter. The point is, these 3 releases are one of the few good things to come out of Doctor Who in this last year. It's been a really dull year overall in terms of the way it's been handled on television. The bar has been set for the 10th Doctor and Big Finish, and I really can't wait to see what they do with the 10th Doctor next.